Hi guys, and welcome to this video. I'm going to try to go super fast because I don't want to be late for a certain thing and I don't have a whole lot of time. So, welcome to this video. This is my movie wrap-up for the month of September. Again, as I've been saying, I feel like in every movie wrap-up it's not as many as I wanted to read. So, I only read 6 movies this month, but they were a pretty good 6 movies, so I'm happy with what I've watched. So I think this time I'm going to start with the movies that I rewatched, and then I'm going to go into the statistics and then talk about the new movies that I watched. And I think that's just because the statistics I do mainly go with the new movies, so I don't want you to get confused with the movies I rewatched with the statistics. So, here are the movies I rewatched. O-Town in Concert, Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat, Home Again, Long Shot, Booksmart, Aladdin, White Chicks, Mean Girls, and School of Rock. So now on to the statistics of my movies. So as I mentioned before, I watched a total of 6 movies. 5 of them were directed by males. 1 was directed by a female. The shortest movie that I watched was 90 minutes. The longest movie I watched was 149 minutes. So total, I watched 660 minutes of movies, which averages out to like 22 minutes a day that I watched. I watched 2 comedies, 2 dramas, 1 adventure, and 1 romance. Stars-wise, it's okay, I guess. I have 2 2-stars, 2 4-stars, 1 4.5 star, and 1 5-star. So that averages to about 3.6 stars for the whole month, which is good. I like it to be above 3.5, so we're good there. So now let's talk about the movies. So, the first movie that I watched was Falling in Love. So this follows a girl who just lost her job, not doing too great, and she enters a contest to win an inn, and she ends up winning. So she goes all the way to, I think it's like Australia, or somewhere near Australia, maybe New Zealand or something like that, but she goes there to get her inn, and it's a complete dump. And so she enlists the help of a local handyman to help her fix up the place. But then, like, of course, a romance starts to ensue. And it was not great. I usually love, like, cheesy romantic comedies like this, but this was not good. I could not enjoy this one. There were real crappy montages. There was, like, no chemistry between the characters. The main character was, like, engaging enough to at least enjoy some parts of the movie, but overall it was just not a good one. But if you're looking for like a relaxing, turn off your brain kind of a movie, I guess go for this one. But at the same time, I don't know if I would recommend anyone watch this movie. I don't know. I gave it 2 out of 5 stars. The second movie I watched was Britney Runs a Marathon. This was fantastic. We follow this girl who isn't the most fit, and her life is like not good. She doesn't really have the greatest job. She lives in a crappy apartment. She parties too much and is like not taking good care of her health and not taking good care of her mental health, kind of a thing. So she goes to a doctor to try to get a prescription for like a certain drug. So she of course like makes up symptoms so she can get the drug. But her doctor instead recommends that she lose 50 pounds. And which is honestly kind of insulting. She is just like, screw that. But then she decides to start running. Then she decides she wants to run a marathon. And it's just kind of about her, not so much about her like losing weight or getting fit, kind of. It's not about that. It's about her becoming a better person and her really finding herself and finding friends and finding good people in her life. It's just kind of like a good life-changing movie. Trust me, if I didn't have my herniated discs, I would totally be running right now. Because that movie made me want to run, but with my back the way it is, I can't really exercise, and it's been really difficult. I love the relationships with everyone, and the main actress, she is fantastic in this role. She has really great comedic timing, and her comedy is like very sarcastic, and like very sassy, and I love it. The pacing was great, it was super motivational, and even though the main character got a little annoying sometimes, and there was like one scene where she was just like super mean, she's still super relatable and you still like root for her. This has everything I like in movies. It has heart, it has comedy, it has really great character development, it has like that good rise and then fall kind of a storyline. It's also got like a little sprinkle of romance in there. I really liked it. I liked it a lot. I gave it 5 out of 5 stars. The next movie I watched is Downton Abbey. You guys, I fell in love with this movie just as much as I fell in love with the TV show. I definitely think this is a movie for the fans, but if you've never watched the show, I think you will still understand most of what's going on. I think they do a really great job of like catching the audience up on what's been going on. This did just feel like, you know, like a 2-hour long special Downton Abbey episode, which I loved because this was absolutely one of my favorite shows of all time, and I'm so happy to have been brought back to this world and to these characters. Now there's a lot of different like plots going on, which is typical to a Downton Abbey episode, but the main plot that you're following is the king and queen are coming to Downton, and they're going to be staying in the abbey, or at least like having dinner there or whatever it was, and so everyone's getting prepared and ready for the big event and the big visit. As always, you follow the upstairs people, you follow the downstairs people, and it's just a great time. Mosley's scene was definitely my favorite. And I think if you've seen the movie, you know exactly what scene I'm talking about. I could not stop cracking up. At first I was like horrified, but then I was cracking up. Oh my goodness. It was like such an embarrassing moment for him, but like, it's Mosley. It's just still so adorable at the same time. I really loved Thomas's storyline throughout this whole movie. He is, I will say, the character that, he might be like the best character in the show. But just because he, I think, is like the most complex. Like in the beginning, oh my god, hated him so much. But now, I love him and he's one of my favorite characters. He has such like a rich history and a rich backstory. As always, Violet and Isabel's banter was incredible. Always love their banter. But yeah, no, I laughed, I cried, really loved this movie. Needed more Henry Talbot. I don't know why Henry Talbot was like barely in it. He needed to be there. But other than that, really loved this movie. I gave it 4.5 out of 5 stars. Next, I watched Good Boys. And this was a surprise for me. I mean, I kind of had a feeling I was going to like it, but at the same time, the premise wasn't, you know, getting to me like I wanted it to. I don't know. Because I like the people that created this movie. They tend to make movies that I really like and always make me laugh a lot. We follow 3 young boys, I think they're about to go into 6th grade, or they're about to go into 7th grade. Oh my goodness, I can't remember. But they're 6th graders. They're young, and they're about to go to their first boy-girl party. And so they're trying to learn how to kiss, but then learning how to kiss sends them on this adventure. It's like really outlandish adventure with drugs and trying to get a drone and running across highways. Like it's out there and it's crazy, but it's so funny. Oh my god. How could I have ever thought these guys would not make me laugh? So yeah, so it was definitely funnier than I expected. I absolutely loved that it was like these 6th graders saying this really like crass and inappropriate humor, but also like at the same time not quite understanding what they're saying or what they're doing. And I also thought the kids did a really great job acting wise. I know Jacob Tremblay is an amazing actor, so I already knew he was going to be great. He has such really great range because I've seen him in a bunch of other stuff before. He's a really talented kid. But also the other 2 were really good, and I thought they had really great chemistry together, and you could definitely tell that there was like friendship there and it felt real. The side characters, meh. I wasn't too keen on them. There were times too where like the movie went a little too over the top, but at the same time I didn't mind too much just because I was having so much fun watching it. So really enjoyed this one. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. Next I watched The Goldfinch, which I was so looking forward to. It was like, I've been waiting for this movie since I heard that they were in production for this movie. And oh my god, I was so let down. I was so let down. I really did not like this movie. I honestly was not impressed with the acting. I didn't think the acting was that great, but at the same time I don't think the script really gave them much. The story was also just like confusing at times and boring. Oh my god, it was so boring. It was way too long and parts of it were like super uncomfortable to watch. I kind of felt like no emotions. Not just like me watching the movie felt no emotions, but also I felt like the characters didn't really feel a lot of emotions. I don't know. It was like so weird. It was a pretentious movie. I felt like the editing of it also made it super confusing. I don't know. I wasn't a fan of the editing. I did like the way it was shot though. It was beautiful. Like, I get what it's trying to say, I think, but I just don't think it was executed very well. I was not a fan of this movie. I gave it 2 out of 5 stars. And last but not least, I watched Abominable, which was super cute. This is a kids movie, animated, about a girl who has like just lost her father, and she likes to play violin, and she's kind of like shutting herself out of the world right now. But then she finds a yeti on her roof, and it takes her on this like wonderful adventure trying to return him back to the mountains. She also recruits 2 of like her neighbors on the trip. It was really cute and fun, and I really enjoyed this one. It was just a very charming kids movie. Like, I can't emphasize enough. It is a kids movie, so some of the humor is just for kids, but there are some things in there that adults can enjoy as well. It was also really colorful. It was so stunning, kind of like How to Train Your Dragon. Like, watching that movie is just a visual, like, beautiful picture to watch. Like, it's just amazing. That's kind of what this felt like. It like had that very visually beautiful backdrop to this whole story. I also really enjoyed the adventure and the journey. I really thought all the characters were great. The side characters were great. I really loved the main character. I wish I could remember her name. I loved her character growth. I thought it was great because she starts off, you know, she's nice, she's cool, but you can see she's kind of like shut off from people, and she's struggling with like the loss of her father, and she struggles with that throughout the movie and dealing with like that inner turmoil. But as she goes through this adventure, you see her like find happiness and find closure, and it's so beautiful to watch. I really liked this one a lot. It's definitely for kids, but super enjoyable. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. And that is it for the movies. I also have my book wrap up for the month, as well as my just like general life wrap up. So go check those out. And I will see you guys later with more videos. Bye!